The Arc of Texas was founded in 1950 by a group of parents of children with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and has been instrumental in the creation of virtually every program, service, right, and benefit that is now available to more than 500,000 Texans with IDD. Today, the Arc continues to advocate for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities in all aspects of society, envisioning a world where Texans with IDD are included in their communities and where quality supports and services are available to meet their needs and choices. Our mission at the Arc of Texas is to promote, protect, and advocate for the human rights and self-determination of Texans with IDD. Our policy advocacy falls under 4 pillars: inclusive education, criminal justice, competitive employment, and community living. The Arc believes that all people with IDD have strengths, abilities, and inherent value. They are equal before the law, and they must be treated with dignity and respect. The Arc believes in self-determination by empowering people with the supports needed to make informed decisions and choices. And the Arc of Texas believes that heartfelt, strategic advocacy and self-advocacy is one of the most powerful tools we can employ to improve the lives of people with IDD. During the 86th legislative session, the Arc was instrumental in passing the following policies. In the areas of inclusive education, the Arc helped pass
85% of adults with IDD are unemployed, and a lot of them are utilizing day services instead of trying to find meaningful employment options. Through this process, we worked with TWC, with the Health and Human Services Commission, to study and take a deep look at what is out there. One notable thing of the study is it did do a survey, and more than 1,000 individuals completed the survey, and overwhelmingly they said there wasn't occupational skills training opportunities for them where they live, and that they absolutely wanted them.
My child, who has Down syndrome and congenital heart disease, she's 7 years old. Her name is Nico Ross. And so long as these aversive techniques are legal, they pose a threat to my child and her safety. And every child deserves the right to have an education and feel safe in the classroom. And this bill is absolutely necessary to my peace of mind, to her future as a student, and to all students with disabilities.
Whether it's at an ARD meeting or at the Capitol, advocacy is an essential part of fulfilling our mission. The Arc works towards and believes in the community imperative that all people have the fundamental moral, civil, and constitutional rights to live, learn, work, play, and worship in safe and healthy communities of their choosing. In the areas of criminal justice, the Arc was instrumental in the following bills.
We worked very closely with agencies across Texas who are all in agreement that this is something that Texas jails need, especially because individuals with IDD are filling these jails far more frequently than in the past, and it's necessary that we understand how to provide the unique supports and accommodations to make sure that this population receives equal access to justice. Unfortunately, people with intellectual disabilities and the criminal justice system don't have a great relationship. They are far overrepresented in the criminal justice system. They represent about 2% of our general population. However, they comprise of approximately 10% of our jail and prison population. We spend a lot of time working with law enforcement at the Arc of Texas, and we've heard repeatedly from the Austin Police Department, from the Travis County Correctional Complex or the Sheriff's Office, that they want alternatives to arresting individuals when they go to HCS and ICF homes. They don't want to have to detain them. It's a waste of resources. It also has incredibly negative consequences. HB 1139 will do 3 things. It will align Texas statute with the U.S. Constitution. It will provide prevailing medical standards set forth in More 1 and 2. And finally, it will require a pretrial hearing before the trial judge. This saves the state money as well. By placing the hearing prior to the trial and sentencing phase, any disputes over disability determinations can be litigated without a redo of the sentencing phase, which we know accounts for a significant expense to the state. So this bill will help ensure we don't continuously retry people and instead apply scientific criteria to diagnose intellectual disability.
Our programs, like Pathways to Justice, provide opportunities for public servants to learn better ways to interact with those who have a physical or intellectual disability. The Arc of Texas believes that we all benefit from the experiences of all people. Not only are we stronger because of the contributions from people with diverse personal characteristics, but it's necessary to adhere to our core values of inclusion and acceptance. We help those with intellectual or physical disabilities with competitive employment opportunities. In legislature this session, we helped pass a bill which will support the growth of individuals who deserve the dignity of holding a job.
Blake is he's our youngest son. He's a business owner here in Texas, one of the first business owners in Texas living with Down syndrome. And the reason we chose entrepreneurship is because sub-minimum wage did not work for our family. Here we are in 2019 with that outdated 1938 law stating that Blake could be paid as little as 2 cents an hour. When his brother, if he gets a job by law, he must be paid $7.25. The difference between the two boys, both live in Sanger, born and raised, both from the same family. Blake just happens to have an extra chromosome. Should that extra chromosome keep him from federal wage? No, it shouldn't.
It is essential to us that we improve the quality of life for those with intellectual or physical disabilities. Our focus on community living empowers individuals to be active participants in society. This session, we passed Bill HB 4533, Managed Care Pilot, and it was essential to this. The Arc of Texas does not discriminate based on race, ethnicity, religion, age, geographic location, sexual orientation, gender, or type of disability. The Arc of Texas is affiliated with the Arc of the United States, which advocates for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities on a national level. We are proud to have more than 35 affiliated local chapters working to provide additional supports and services to families and communities throughout the state. For over 65 years, the Arc of Texas and the Arc of the United States have been instrumental in the development of virtually every program, service, right, and benefits available to the more than 500,000 Texans with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Thank you.